If you're selling your home, one of the questions that I get all the time is one of the very first questions is how much money am I going to get? Now, that doesn't mean that it's the first question when I sit down at the table, but I know as a seller, we want to know what these costs are. So let's jump into it.
I'm Kim Barber with Kim Barber Group and eXp Realty, and I've helped thousands of owners and agents with real estate since 2004.
In general, there are 5 key things that you can prepare for as a seller to pay at closing. Now, these are closing costs, so these are not expenses. The expense in my interpretation is your loan. So if you owe like debts like your loan, that's really an expense to be paid off, not a cost of sale. So I'm going to cover the 5 costs. So the first one, and typically the biggest one, is outside of your loan payoff, is the commission. So that is a factor of whatever is the agreement between you and your agent for the services that they're going to provide. That's number 1. So the second thing that you're guaranteed to pay are your state and local taxes. So federal taxes are not paid at the time of sale, but the state and local taxes are. And in Virginia, there's a couple key taxes, and they're factored on the sales price. Okay, so then the third thing that you will be guaranteed to pay if you live in an HOA or a condo association, then by law, you're required to provide what they call the resale package. And this is required for the seller to provide it before closing. And then the buyer also has 3 days as a right to review them. This one is important to know because this is something that the sellers often don't necessarily think about, but is super important. And then the fourth thing that is a closing cost is like the inspections, right? So I'm going to lump this in together. But in today's market, a lot of the buyers are waiving inspections. But in general, this is the fourth thing that is a closing cost, which is inspections such as termite or well and septic. And quite often the buyers are picking these up, but I do think that it's important to know that these inspections are often paid for. 1 or 3 are paid by the seller, but the home inspection, the buyer's home inspection, is not. So the fifth thing that is paid for by the seller is called the title fees. I like to put these into one like lump sum, but quite honestly, there's multiple fees in this total. And basically the title company, often called escrow companies in other states, the title company are the people that put together the deed, and they pay off your loan for you, and they pay your taxes for you, and they're going to coordinate with the buyer's lender and the buyer's side to receive the money that ultimately you're going to get in your bank account. So they are a third party, neutral party that again needs to get paid for the lawyer to prepare the deed, to coordinate all of this paying of money and accounting for money and such like that. So I will go ahead now. I want to show you a quick summary so that you can see it all on paper. Okay, let's check it out. So in this demo here, I've put together an estimated seller net sheet. You can see at the top here. And then what I want to show you here is the sales price, and we've got a first trust and a second trust. Right, so this is basically the 2, loans that you have. I just put here as a mock in case you have a second one. Then we have our commissions, that title fee total. Then we have an estimated state and local taxes. We have those HOA and condo resale packages I mentioned. Again, I have the inspections here as a placeholder because you might end up having a termite or a well and septic. So I just put $50 here for termite. And then well and septic, if you're going to pay for it, you could pop in $500, etc. So I just put it as a placeholder. So here we go. So if your sales price, you could plug this in, is $450, then you want to just go ahead and subtract these different costs, which are pretty much guaranteed. And so we have our seller's trust here. This is a factor, of course, of your percentage that you've agreed upon with your real estate provider, real estate agent. So in this example, I've got 5.5% as the total. So we have here, you see times 5.5%. Sometimes there's a broker fee that gets added in there. Ours is $295. And then for us, I see a range of title companies here from like $895 is the average, $700, $1,000, $1,100. It really depends on if you're local or you're not, if they're doing what they call a mail away package. And so if you want to, do power of attorney and stuff like that, those types of things can add to the cost a little bit. Okay, so then we have our local taxes. The local taxes are basically a percentage of state and local added together. And I have a rule of thumb that I do. I just kind of take your sales price times 0.0025%. I'm cheating on this because they have these different formulas. It's complicated. But in this case, that's what I do. I've figured out this formula on my own that tends to be pretty accurate within the $5. Then I multiply that times the sales price. Okay, so again, here in this example, we have 450 times my magic formula, and then that's 1125. The resale package, 325 minus here, and you get your 107. Okay, so I like to do it where I say, okay, well, what if we're at, this example is 450, or maybe you want to do another example of 425, and then you bring the ratios down. But these numbers right here, they stay consistent. See, the title fees stay consistent, the HOA resale packages stay consistent, and the termite. But again, these local taxes are a factor of the sales price, as is the commission. But your loan payoff, your title fees, your HOA resale package, and the inspections do stay consistent. So I hope that that helps you to see what are the anticipated closing costs. And you can, again, use those numbers as real numbers. So again, your HOA resale package should be somewhere between $250 and $425. Then you have your title and escrow fees. That total should be somewhere between $700 and $1,100. I use $895 as the total. It's more if you're doing things like power of attorney, or if you're living out of the country or something and they have to mail it away. And then also you have your inspections, right? They can vary based on your contract. So in today's market, I'm just putting $50 because, again, lots of times the buyers are picking up these inspection fees and making it easy for their offer to get accepted. So I hope this is helpful. And if you're thinking of selling in Northern Virginia or the surrounding West Virginia, Maryland areas, we do cover those areas and would love to talk to you about selling your home. There's a link in the description below where we can set up a free real estate strategy chat. And if you're looking to sell in another region, I do have a lot of partners across the country. We do cover all 50 states, and I would love to reach out and connect you with one of our great partners so that we can help you get your home sold. Again, if you have not, please do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up if you have found this helpful, and subscribe to our channel so that you can get more great information for helping you with your real estate goals and home ownership.